And here we are. We are on. We
You're
are
on.
So, Angela, you have been doing a ton of these and over the last few days, and this is my very first one. So, this is, I've been looking forward to this on a couple of fronts. One, to just kind of get to catch up with you and do something and kind of introduce you to some folks that might be watching in and joining us, but also just to kind of get the heck out of my comfort zone and try something new. So.
I love it. I feel like it's perfect for you. You could talk to the world's luminaries all day on Facebook Live. This could be your future.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. Well, so you are in the middle of this big book launch, and you've got this new book that is gonna, and I'm gonna let you know I have been, show it.
I have a copy right here.
and make them beg to publish your book.
Yes, please.
There you go. There you go. And you've been doing what you do. Angela, when did we first meet? We first met in Kevin's group. And
Kevin Nations. You're the connector, but Kevin brings together some pretty awesome people too.
Oh.
The power of the Kevins.
That's right. I
joined the family in August of 2014.
Okay. And so that's where you and I originally met.
The first time I met you was at the January, because I didn't go to September. I didn't go to Hawaii. January in Vegas. There was 100 people, and everyone was more amazing than the next. I just didn't want that 3 days to end.
That's right. And so much water under the bridge since then. And man, we are two blessed individuals that we both kind of get to do what we love doing and make an impact in this world. And you have been helping so many people get their message out there. I mean, to over 250 people you have got published now. I mean, that is amazing. That is amazing.
267. I counted it this morning.
There you go.
You asked me what the real number was. 267. And wow. I looked this up. I started my company. I actually bought my domain on February 7th, 2013.
Okay.
Started selling for the first time. The first thing I sold was in May of 2013.
Okay.
And then the program that I sell now, I created in September of 2013.
Wow.
So I've been basically selling this for 3.5 years, 267 bestsellers. We've got a half dozen millionaires. We've got about 100 people we've taken to 6 figures. It's so fun to watch how the books are impacting the world. We just literally 3 minutes ago got a pickup from Good Housekeeping magazine for one of our authors, which is super awesome. We've had
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Magazine, Vanity Fair. Kevin is a stud, Randy. I agree. With Kevin, both Kevins are studs. But should we talk about this one?
So, look at this. There's this little show button here. We need to show this just so everybody knows.
For sure, that was the right decision.
In case there was any doubt, okay? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Thank you for that, Randy.
Out of your comfort zone, but learning how to press the buttons. You're doing good.
That's right. I was like, I could just show this with the world right here. So this is so awesome, Angela, and most of the folks that you have helped. I mean, am I right in assuming most of these folks they've never published a book before? Were they even entrepreneurs before they came to you, or are they like?
So I would say newbies is kind of my sweet spot. So most of our authors have made probably total revenue as an entrepreneur less than $20,000.
Okay.
So they've done something. They might have about half of them have full-time jobs, but they have a side hustle, or they are in the middle of getting a coaching certificate. They're in the middle of becoming a Reiki practitioner or a massage therapist or something like that.
Okay.
So they're new. They've made a little bit of money. They have a little bit of an idea. I don't help people with no idea. They know something, but a lot of them have just quit a corporate job or have just gotten a certification and they want to establish themselves as an expert.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, so the what you coined as the newbie, that's kind of your sweet spot, if you will. Uh, and so do you shy? Because I'm gonna, I'm just gonna lay it out because I have seen your stuff, and this is so cool how when you take these groups of authors and at when because you're working with groups at a time and you once they come on board with you, Angela, what I really appreciate is there is no BS, and you let them know that up front before they come on board. You've got to, it's brilliant. I love it. I've seen it. I'm like, holy cow, this girl is not going to put up with nothing from nobody. That once they come on board and say, I'm going to do this, you hold their feet to the fire and you're right. Yes, we are going to do this. Here's your deadline. I'm here for you. But once you come on board, like, this is it. There is no turning back. And this is going to happen. I'm sure that people appreciate that because there are times when they might be thinking, oh man, do I really want to do this? Can I really make this happen? And you make it happen with them. And then there's a big celebration. And then that's when things really kick off and stuff.
Because I think we have to acknowledge, you know what? We're all so good at coming up with lists of our shortcomings. So if I just asked you right now, what are 10 things you could fix about your house? What are 10 things you could fix about your body? What are 10 things you could fix about your business? You'd be able to rattle them off to me. You'd be like, I'm not doing SEO. I need to learn Facebook Live. I don't have enough clients. I have to get more leads. I got to create a new program. Like we are so good at rattling off all the areas of lack. But one of the reasons why celebration is such a big part of my program is partly because I like to celebrate, but kind of not even, because I'm a workaholic and I don't drink and I'm pretty bored. But I think celebration is actually one of the main keys to success that most people miss. Because if you don't acknowledge it, you don't get more of it. You may get more of it, but the truth is you won't even see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you have no idea when you got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've never had anybody not finish their book, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. I do hold their feet to the fire, but there are 2 secrets to that. So if you've ever wanted to finish a book, I'll give you the 2 secrets to finishing it. One is the group. There's nobody else I know. There's no other book coach I know that works in groups. I have no idea why, because it's the answer to everything. And here's why. We're social creatures, and nobody wants to let anyone else down. Yeah. So if you join my program, there will be 10 other people who are all writing their book. All 10 people will be thinking, I don't want to be the one person not to finish. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that is the primary reason why we've never had anybody not finish. And we've had somebody lose both of her parents. We've had somebody have their gallbladder removed. We've had somebody have a baby. She signed up when she was 7 months pregnant. She had the baby early. She still finished. She took the 6-week-old to the launch. We've had people going through chemo treatments. We've had somebody lose a child. When I tell you the number of things that happen, surprise kitchen remodel, squirrel infestation, and everyone finishes because they watch everyone else fit and they're like, well, she has cancer and she's finished it. Like, well, her mom just died and she's finishing. We just had somebody, this happened a minute ago too, Cynthia, and I'm going to say a little prayer for her right now. Cynthia's got her book in on Tuesday. She finished her book. And then they come to the author castle to celebrate. She's on her way to the airport. She walked out of her house no less than 10 minutes ago, and her car was stolen.
Wow.
And when I tell you, I will be shocked if you don't see, make sure you like and comment on it. I will be shocked if you don't see a picture of me tomorrow hugging Cynthia. She will find a way to get here.
Yep.
I don't know how, but the other 10 people who supported her on this journey, and everyone's commenting over there, Trina and Aisha and all the other girls that are headed here. We might have a guy or 2 coming too. But they're all supporting each other, and somehow she'll be in a cab. Somebody's going to deal with the car being stolen. I don't know why it happened, but I know that life doesn't stop. When you go to write a book, there's no good time. Your car's going to get stolen. Your mom's going to break her ankle. Your kid's going to need, I don't know, extra shots or something. So there's always going to be something. And the question is, who do you want to be? When you have a group to share that with, you know, even the power of being in the family is like, who do I want to be in this group? Do I want to be the one person who's not killing it? Like, or am I just going to go out there and do it?
Yeah. That is so powerful. And you're right. You know, I mean, those are some extreme examples. Most of the time, that kind of stuff isn't going to happen. But you're right. You look at that and be like, wow, if somebody else is going through that and they still got their book done, what excuse do I have?
Right.
You know?
So this is it. Like, there's 20% of our people who have something extreme like that. Then there's 80% of people who it would have been a good reason not to finish their book because, you know, they need to replace a carpet in their living room. Like, there's like little shit that comes up for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just got a new kitten. I didn't realize how much the kitten was going to keep me up at night. That's a good reason not to finish. There will always be a good reason not to finish your book. I give people a good reason to finish their book.
Yeah. So
mostly that'll keep their money, and everyone else will be disappointed in them. So
there you go. Because that's right. Because once somebody comes on board, there is no refunds either, are there?
No refunds.
No refunds. And
so you might as well just write the book.
Yep. Once you make the commitment, you might as well just follow through because, there's no turning back. And there's not going to be a refund, and you might as well just get done what you wanted to get done with to start with here. So, okay, so now one of the things that we were talking about before is not just writing this book, but doing something with it, and specifically being able to create $250,000 in your first year, $250,000 in your first year after writing your book and stuff. So let's talk about that a little bit, because you've also even got some training around that too that that you're making available to people and stuff.
That is true. We love free trainings. There are so many free trainings out there that are like an hour long, and my eyes glaze over. So I tried to do this one super fast. It's 19 minutes.
Nice.
And you will learn how to make $250,000 from your book. You can go to quartermillionbook.com. And basically, here's the deal. If you can't, everybody says, oh, I want a 6-figure advance for my book. I want a publisher to pay me 6 figures to write my book, right? Yep. And that's fine. You could do that. My book, Make and Beg to Publish Your Book, tells you exactly how to do that. But here's the thing. You could give yourself a 6-figure advance. And the reason to do this is because you are then keeping all the money for yourself. When a publisher pays you, let's say $250,000, that means they're making like $1 million. Why not keep $1 million for yourself? Put the link up there. Look at you.
I just thought, let me paste it in there and let everybody see it. So
magical. So so there is a way for you to give yourself $250,000. And not only that, but you could get all of the revenue from your book coming to you instead of going to a publisher. Now, there are some reasons to have revenue going to a publisher. I'm not against it in every case. But what I want for every single author is for them to know how to fully exploit their own rights. And when you do the $250,000 book training, you learn how to take full advantage of your own intellectual property. And you learn how easy it is to make $250,000 from a book. You don't need a publisher. You can use one, but you don't need one when you know the formula.
Very cool. So there you go. I put the link up there for you. So $250,000book.com. You go there and you can get that training from Angela. And so if this is something that you're interested in, definitely check that out. And
super fun.
There's a lot of people that want to be authors, and what are some of their big stumbling blocks that you've found?
Number one, time.
Time. Okay.
That's what everybody says. The good news is everybody gets the same 24 hours, and chances are there's somebody a lot busier than you who finished their book. So there's that. What about you? Have you thought about writing a book? What stood in your way? It's got to have crossed your mind at some point.
You know what? It has. I guess. For me personally, I guess it would be what would I say, and and you and I, have had conversations about this, and for a while I was just trying to figure out, okay, what really is my magic? And you and I mean, I remember it was probably about a year ago where you were saying, Kevin, you are this great connector, but I don't know exactly, like, when it's really easy for me if somebody wants to publish their book, get a book published. Well, that's my thing. That's what I do. It's really easy for everybody. But Kevin, I don't know what do I tell people about you? And I've been doing this thing for years, and now we've really got that dialed in. And so now I am, I suppose until I was like really trying to figure out, okay, what is my magic and where do I want to go with this, and kind of like get some clarity around that. I was just like, what am I going to even write about,
Right.
And so.
Well, I think that's fantastic. So that's one of the biggest issues. You want to know, Kevin Nations talks about what's the mountain that you're going to be the king of. Mm-hmm. Right? Once you know what your mountain is, the book I've been begging Kevin to write for years is the Rapid book.
Okay.
So I could write Kevin's Rapid book. It would take me 2 or 3 days to write it. Like, I have done his Rapid training. Rapid is a sales training that Kevin Nations teaches. And if you guys ever see him teaching it, just go sign up, give him your money and do that.
Yeah.
But I know that training so well. Writing that book would take me like 2 or 3 days. Mm-hmm. Now, the introduction and the conclusion, Kevin has such great stories of growing up in Mississippi. Like, he'd need to add some of his personality, but most of the book would be describing Rapid, which I could do with a blindfold on, like that. I could type that without looking at the keyboard. So once you have a thing, this is why I say the books that we work on, they often take 3 days to write and a lifetime. Because once you figure out what your magic is, you've probably been doing it your whole life. Yeah. Like, I know at some point Kevin sat down and figured out Rapid, but I bet that's the way he was selling for 20 years before he called it Rapid and created a training around it. It was just obvious to him. Why would you sell some other way?
That's right.
So there's a way that you network, and you're one of the best connected guys that I know. And there's a way you network that's so obvious. You're like, why wouldn't you do these things that the rest of us never think of? So It doesn't take that long to type. Like, when you are typing your book, it doesn't take that long. What you're really doing is capturing that magic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the first pass, the first thing we have people do is do a first pass. The first pass a lot of times is dry, and then you go back in and add some of those personal stories in, and you can finesse some of the language. But you probably, sounds like you're doing something, I want to hear a little bit more about it. But if you're doing something and it feels familiar, it feels like you say the same thing all the time, that's a book.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, this has been really good insight. Now you've got me thinking more seriously about it. I was not thinking, it's kind of been there, but I've never been like very seriously thought about it. Just kind of like, oh yeah, maybe sometime, But now with everything that's been happening and transpiring now, I'm thinking like, I could see doing that.
Do you have a program, or is it more like one-on-one consulting?
So I've got a program, but it's the,
Hi, Charles.
Oh, look at that. Charles is here. Fantastic. Hello, Charles. I'm definitely thinking more about it. It's the training. Yeah, I do offer a training, Angela, but what's very interesting is so you mentioned Kevin, and I love serving guys like Kevin. Well, a guy like Kevin doesn't necessarily need a training, but what I've found out is bringing like-minded people together, like Kevin, just bring them together. And so heck, we decided to host this event at my home in a couple months. And Kevin was one of the guys that I was like, man, I would love to have him here. And so I've just been reaching out and inviting people one by one, having conversations and just saying, man, you would be perfect for this. And Kevin was one of those guys that agreed. Wow. And his comment to me, which was so humbling, was like, you know what, Kevin, I would love to come to your home and spend some time with you and get to know some other people that you know. And see, now I'm just like doing the thing. Now I'm just doing my thing. I'm not training anybody on how to do it. I'm just helping them. And so it's taken on this whole new thing. And we've got an amazing roster of people already lined up. And Angela, I can get so emotional about this. Like I did not want to turn this into about me. This was not the goal of doing this interview, because this was supposed to be about you.
No, it's awesome.
But
here's the thing. This is just to tie it back to my book a little bit. The truth is, the book is called Make 'em Beg to Publish Your Book. And the truth is, the way you do that is you stop trying to please people. Mm-hmm. You stop trying to figure out what would make you a lot of money. You stop trying to figure out what would it take to get a publisher to want to publish your book. And you do something that makes you want to burst into tears because it makes you so happy. When you're in your zone of genius, when you are doing the stuff that is just only you could do the way you do it, and it feels so good to do it, that's what makes you attractive. And then it doesn't even matter if they beg to publish your book, because you're doing the right stuff anyway, right?
Yeah.
It will. Yeah. You will be more attractive, and it won't matter.
Yep.
That's the irony of it all.
Yep.
Like, we think out there somewhere, when Random House tells me I'm worthy, I'll finally feel good. Never works that way. Then Random House tells you you're worthy, and then your editor's a jerk, and then your publishing date gets pushed off, and then your book gets published and nobody buys it. And there's always a reason why outside of yourself you won't find happiness. But when you're really aligned and when you're really happy on your own, whether or not somebody from the outside says you're good enough, that's when the people from the outside say you're good.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. You are so right.
That's the hidden message in the book. It does tell you step by step how to get publishers begging to publish your book. But a big part of it is being someone they'd want to work with.
Yeah. 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 That is so valuable. And like, and I can attest to that I have for a long time. I have been, what Jesse Aldo would say, I've been thinking, how do I do this? How do I get my messaging right? How? Whereas now, what's happening now, Angela, it's not thinking, it's just feeling. I mean, this just feels great. Mm-hmm. It just, when I have these conversations, when I connect with people this way, when I get feedback, I mean, it's just, it just feels great. So I've experienced exactly what you're talking about. And I think a lot of people, they don't get to experience that. They're in that thinking.
I think totally right.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so you get to help them make that shift and start feeling rather than thinking. Get the heck out of your own head. Stop doing all the thinking and just start feeling. What impact do I want to, how am I going to take my already existing, what do we want to say, God-given or unique abilities, or this gift that every one of us have, and now use that to make a difference in this world, to make an impact in this world. And so
totally. That is what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So, well, Angela, I want to thank you so much for.
I'm going to show my book again. Make them publish your book. You can get it on Amazon. Kevin, thank you so much for hosting me and being a part of my book tour. I have never done a Facebook Live book tour. We're inventing a new medium, and you are part of it. I can't wait to do your Facebook Live book tour. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, Angela, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. And, I know you've got tons of people that are doing this with you, which speaks volumes to just all the people out there who love you for doing what you do. I mean, because look at all the Facebook Lives that have been happening around this. This is cool to see. So
fun.
So,
I can't wait for my invite to come to your place, man. We got to catch up more.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you have a great rest of your day, and we'll be in touch.
You too. Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Bye for now, hon.
Bye-bye.